Hello everyone and welcome to round 7 already of this RR League's GT3 Masters Edition 7. We are at Brands Hatch for the penultimate round of this championship. We've had plenty of racing already on our plates, but these are the final stages of this championship, and so it's all about to get real for the drivers. Today we are in the UK, and in contrast to Spa and Hungaroring last time around, we are looking at a dryish race, cloudy, but it should remain dry. Qualifying at 3 p.m. on the Saturday, and then the race on Sunday at 11. So a 90-minute race that will most certainly fly by in comparison to the Spa-Francorchamps 2.4-hour endurance event we had 2 weeks ago. So get ready for a hectic race. I think Brands Hatch always delivers something special. Very easy to make mistakes here, and we'll see and hear more about that. But the grass is very close, and the elevation changes and difficult corners will certainly test the drivers, and if they want to become a GT3 master, then that will have to be conquered as well. But first, let's have a look back at our race of 2 weeks ago at Spa-Francorchamps. It was pole position, fastest lap, and the race win for Bram de Pretre. So very dominant performance at home in some difficult conditions. He was followed in the overall standings by his championship rival Max Bayer. So Max really keeping Bram within striking distance, not losing too many points. We'll go into more detail about the Drivers and Teams Championships in just a bit. And Kevin Rowlands completed the podium after a very nice drive from him. If we look at the AM Cup, it was again Sven de Wulf taking the win, now in front of Stefan Vierloos and Sven Hecke. And it was intense racing once again in these final few races, taking the most points for the Teams Championship, followed by Grizzly Racing and Team WRT. So it was a really nice event at Spa-Francorchamps, a first 2.4-hour endurance race, and well, I think we will see more of those in the future. But now let's first have a look at our current Drivers' Championship. After 6 rounds, we have Max Bayer still leading the way. The gap has come down just a little bit to 40 points now. But if we know there are 100 points up for grabs in the each of the next 2 races, then the championship is actually still wide open. So 40 points between Bayer and de Pretre. Bulke is not that far back actually in 3rd spot, and then Rob Taplin at the moment in 4th, followed by Marvin Mackenberg in 5th position, all more than 300 points. And looking at the AM Cup, Sven de Wulf has made his way up into the top 20 overall, and he has a very healthy gap of that must be almost more than 50, no, just under 50 points in front of Hannah Song, and Stefan Vierloos only 11 points behind Hannah. So that's a battle to watch as well in this 90-minute race that is coming up. Qualifying will be starting in just a few moments, so we'll go further through the championship standings. For the Teams Championship, intense racing has really built a gap in the last 2 races with some good performances by Cliff and David. R2E, Marvin and Sven Mackenberg are in 2nd spot, and then Grizzly Racing, that's Bayer and Ruud Dennis, in 3rd spot, followed quite closely by Useless Racers, Team WRT, and then 77 to round off the top 6. So even in the Teams Championship. It's not mighty close, but anything can still happen. As I said, Brands Hatch always can throw a spanner in the works. And then finally, as the drivers are getting ready for their qualifying laps already, we look at the Teams Championship, and it's Poland. That's Radek Pavlacek with 236 points leading the way, followed by 9 Germans and 11 Belgians. So we'll see if Radek can keep this championship all to himself come the end of this championship. Now, as you can see in the background, the action is already happening, and let's have a quick look. Kevin Rowlands is not out yet. Give me a sec. It's once again Bram de Pretre, I think. Ah no, he's not first out of the pits. That's actually Max Bayer, his main championship rival. Here they are very closely following each other. Let's have a quick look at the first lap from Max Bayer from his helmet cam for a lap around Brands Hatch. That car looks very, very planted indeed. And also off tracks there at the exit could be a factor here during the race and during qualifying as well, of course. So everybody on their first laps. Max, not too bad so far, I think. We'll see if it's a good banker lap, making use of all the width of the track, and that's the risk of Brands Hatch. It really invites you to push, and as you can see, the grass is ever present there on the outside, and if you spin out, you will lose heaps of time. So first lap for Max Bayer in the Lamborghini, proving very strong in practice as well, over 500 laps, and he comes in over the line with a 122.9. Bram de Pretre 6/10 behind. So let's see. Damien de Grasse in the Pantera blue car is back. Wasn't there at Spa-Francorchamps, if I remember correctly, or he disconnected. No, that was Hungaroring. So de Grasse puts himself into second spot, but that gap to Bayer is quite big. Sven Hecke, at the moment, he is class of the field in the AM Cup. Sven de Wulf has not set the time, but 8th spot for Sven is not too bad at the moment. Paul Heron puts himself in 3rd spot, Cliff Bulke in 5th. And let's see if Sven is a bit slower at the moment than his previous time, but he didn't set a time yet. Max Bayer improving, Damien de Grasse also improving. Bayer 22.6 now. Want to just check where Sven de Wulf ends up with his first lap. Sven Hecke still in 7th spot, so that's not bad. He set another faster lap. And here comes Sven, 19th spot for him at the moment. Alright, so who is quick there? Pavlacek. Pavlacek across the line, up into P6. But still already a second back from Max Bayer, although Damien de Grasse got a bit closer. it's quite busy. It's not a big track like Spa, so we have 29 cars on the grid or on the track at the moment, and yeah, then it's certainly becoming busy, busy, busy. Now, Bram de Pretre, let's have a look at his final sector here, because he is 6 tenths up on his own time. So that will put him very, very close to Bayer and De Grasse. Will it be as close? I think it was 0.02 of a second in Spa. Here he comes across the line. And he doesn't improve, so that means that that lap was invalidated. It was a 22.7. So yeah, that should have put him in P2, I think. Let's have a look. Sven Hecke set a massive lap time, I think, there for the AM Cup. Only 1.3 behind our leader at the moment. And Robert Horvat, where was he? He is going quickly as well in the Ferrari. So it's Bayer de Grasse and Sven Mackenberg. Puts himself in third at the moment. Rob Taplin fourth. Bram de Pretre fifth. And Horvat finishing off his lap. This will be a 3 to 4 tenth improvement, and that will shoot him up the order into P5 indeed. Sven de Wulf now in second in the AM Cup, but he's about 8 tenths off of Sven Hecke's time, so can he find something there? Let's go back to Damien de Grasse in the final turn here is 2 tenths up. That will not be enough to challenge Bayer, but he will get closer. Yes, indeed, 2 tenths between Bayer and de Grasse, as Sven Mackenberg is in the pits. We're only 8 minutes into this session, and lots and lots of talking points. Camaletto going quickly. Here he is, getting everybody at the end of their laps, but Camaletto will go from 18th into that lap seems to have been disallowed for Jack Camaletto. He has one of the useless racers behind, and they're back to their normal liveries once again. So Bayer, he is in first, but he is still, oh, he was improving. Did that cost him lap time? He was 3 tenths up. He will still improve. 22.2 now for him. Oh, this will be a very, very tough task for Bram de Pretre. He needs to steal some points off of Max to stay close in the championship. Of course, qualifying is only a very, very small part of this race. That's true, but Bram at least wants to get a bit closer than 1 second off. So not too many people improving. Manu Hoedemakers and Sven de Wulf. Manu Hoedemakers back for Red Bull Roadrunners, finishing off his lap. And Sven de Wulf also 4 tenths up on his own time. Would that put him close to Sven Hecke? Well, closer at least. Hoedemakers stays in 20 seconds. Sven de Wulf, let's see. In the final sector, he's 5 tenths up now. Let's see where he ends up. Final turn, keeps it in, and he will get closer. So goes from 24th into 21st. Only 2 tenths between Sven Hegge and Sven de Wulf. At the moment, nobody in the top 5 improving. Taplin and De Pretre only slightly. Kevin Rowlands, our bronze medalist at Spa, is going quite quickly. On the back stretch. Halfway through the session, Bayer is in the pits, and here's Kevin Rowlands behind Bram de Pretre. That's a good benchmark to have, I think. De Pretre is now half a second up. He's just in front here, as we can see. So we'll stay as Robert Horvat puts himself in third spot. 7 tenths down, but still third spot. Very nice as they go through the final corner. What will it be for Bram de Pretre? 6 tenths up he is now, so he will jump into third spot. Yes, he does. And Kevin Rowlands goes into 6th. So Bram getting closer and closer. This is where he needs to be, where he wants to be. And where's intense racing? Bilke in 9th, Dore in 12th position. Oh, let's at least show you some moving cars. Here is Dore going through Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, Paul Heron in 13th at the moment, across the line. That will shoot him up the order to P5. Very nicely done. Heron in 5th, his teammate is in 9th position. Everything closing up, as you can see. Times very, very close between, let's say, P4 to P23, covered by 1 second around a short track. So what do we see in terms of improvements here? Further down the grid, Weicht is improving. He's only 10 thousandths of a second behind Hannah Sung, so can he get in front of her? But margins are getting ever so close. Manu Hudemakers now is behind one of the paradigm shift Ferraris. And he was a bit wide as well. Marvin Mackenberg. He's 2 tenths up. Sven Hegge as well improving. Sven Hegge putting De Wulf under pressure, that's for sure. Sven Mackenberg then. He's going very quickly. Sven, let's see, across the line, up into P4. That's what I thought. Everybody improving, and well, Bayer, of course, with a very good lap, but has been on the board for quite some laps now. Can De Grasse, De Pretre, well, the whole top 10, can they get closer? Can they in some way challenge Max Bayer as Pavlacek at the moment in 15th? He's now half a second up. That would put him ways up if he can keep this up. So only the final sector left for him. So only the final turn now. Oh, he's going to improve. Losing a bit of time there on the exit, but still improving by 2 tenths, and that gives him a couple of positions. So nicely done. And now we need to look at Damien De Grasse. Let's go on board, because Damien is going quick, not quick enough. to challenge Max, but still he lost some time there with a bad exit. But he goes for another lap. Improves ever so slightly. Exactly 0.3 of a second between him and Max Bayer. David Dore 0.3 up on his own time. McLaren in the hands of the Canadian. Always a joy to watch. Paul Heron. Oh, Paul is flying. Let's see. Still has plenty of the lap to go, but I'll keep you updated. Dore slightly improving. De Grasse, De Pretre, Mackenberg ever so slightly. And Heron lost that time there on the exit. He had about 0.3 in hand. That would have been very, very helpful, of course. Ralph Arella, 22 at the moment for him. He's looking at some improvements, but yeah, the gap. Oh, Heron aborts his lap. And we have 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Let's go back on board for the start of a lap with Bram de Pretre. It's, let's say, now or nothing, but he lost quite a bit of time there in the first turn, so I don't think this will be a push lap for him. He's already 0.3 down on his previous best. So Damien de Grasse in the pits. Will he go out for a final last ditch attempt? Florian Kutz. Looks like Damien, well, he has some time left still, but nobody improving except for currently in last place, Ruud Dennis, but half a second quicker. Let's see if that gives him any positions. He does gain half a second, but no time gained for him. So back to De Pretre for a new lap, a new attempt. This time the run through Paddock Hill Bend was a bit better. I don't think he's looking at challenging Max, but if he can get ahead of Damien de Grasse, that would be a perfect start to the race for him to put Max under pressure. At the moment, he's dead even on his last lap. Paul Heron is 0.3 quicker at the moment. Let's have a look. If he can keep that together, he's right behind his teammate. Oh, a bit of a slide there. I think he lost. Yeah, he's losing quite a bit of time there now. Still a full 10th up on his own time now, but useless racers doing very well. The Lamborghini, as we heard in the chat, a very strong car here on this track, so certainly ones to watch, as we see Bayer, Mackenberg, Taplin, Heron, another Mackenberg, actually all in the top 10. So 30 seconds on the clock. Paul Heron will start his final qualifying lap of this session, as Ralph Arella put himself into P15 now. Where's his teammate? Cy Fillingham, 24th at the moment. Hannah Song is improving. Frank Keurvelds is improving. Hughes and Dennis are in the pits. So, oh, a bit of a slide there. Well, not a bit. Let's see. Horvat is improving. De Grasse in the pits. De Pretre ever so slightly quicker, but he needs a tenth at least. And Robert aborts his lap and goes into the pits as well here. This will be challenging in the race, challenging pit entry, as you can see. So actually Marvin Mackenberg, he is still on the track and just went across the line to take P7, improved by 2 positions if I'm not mistaken. And Sven Mackenberg is in P4. He might be the last one to be on the track. Well, not Seifeling is on the track. Arella, Pavlacek, but they're all showing no improvements. And no improvement for Sven Mackenberg, but Max Bayer takes a very dominant qualifying win, 3/10 over Damien de Grasse, and a further 10th over Bram de Pretre. So we'll have to see how this, as you can see, very tightly packed grid will navigate this this first lap, because that's always a big challenge. And indeed, as Hoedemaker says, again right behind Ralph Arella, so they had quite some battles already in this session. So as we grid up, see, here we can very nicely see the whole grid of cars. So we have Max Bayer, Damien de Grasse, then Bram de Pretre, then Sven Mackenberg, then Robert Horvat, Rob Taplin, Marvin Mackenberg, Paul Heron, Kevin Rowlands, and then Florian Kutz for the top 10, Cliff Bulke in 11th, with his teammate David Dore beside him, then Radek Pavlacek, Tino de Munk, Manu Hoedemakers, Nemanja Manojlovic, Alessandro Penny, Sven Hecke, Arella for some reason, for me showing 29th, but he's right there in the blue Mercedes. Then Manojlovic, as I said, Penny, Hecke taking the first spot in the AM Cup. There he is. And then Kosonen, Dirk Wijk taking second spot, Sven de Wulf only in third, just behind Jack Camaletto. Cy Fillingham in 24th, and then it's Hannah Song, Frank Keurvelds, Stefan Vierlos, Martin Hughes, and Ruud Dennis. That's how we will start, but that's certainly not how we will finish. Going to take a quick sip, and I'll be here for the start of the formation lap, and we'll see if we can talk to anyone here.
30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 10
So everybody getting started, and we'll see if we can join the Mackenberg brothers. Did a very good job here in qualifying. Hey, good evening, Marvin, Sven. You're the top qualifying team for this race so far. How does the car feel for tonight?
I'm quietly optimistic.
All
I
right.
don't think the top three are beatable, especially Max and Damir are way too fast.
Yeah.
But behind that, I think the field should be pretty close, so maybe we can get a surprise podium.
All right. We'll see. We'll see. Only 90 minutes this time, so no pain in the joints. Maybe at the end of the race, we'll see. But good luck, and let's hope for a good clean lap one.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
Bye. So Sven and Marvin doing a good job in qualifying, and need to. That's better. So the track is 26 degrees, 21 degrees ambient, optimum track conditions, and partly cloudy. So visibility, no problem. Grip should be no problem. So let's hope we have a good clean lap one, and that always helps with any with the good racing, that's for sure. There we go. We'll have to see if we can watch the race start from this helicopter angle. I think that will give us the best overview, because the cameras here at Brands Hatch are quite close, not that transparent, at least with 29 cars streaming down into Paddock Hill Bend. So let's look at this from Sven Mackenberg's perspective as we come to the line. Sven leaving quite a bit of a gap to Bram, but Damien looking ready to battle into the first corner.
Green light. Give it okay.
There we go. Max is the inside line. And the rest of the field gets through the first turn cleanly. Very nicely done. Bram de Pretre putting Damien under pressure. And it's Taplin versus Horvat as well. Let's see. Damien at the moment able to defend from Bram de Pretre. Let's have a quick look at the reel on Marvin, involved in, I think, a big crash. We can't even see him. Can we see him on the helicam? Oh, he's back going, but all the way at the end of the field. Let's see if we can find later on in the quiet spot in the race what happened to him here in lap 1. The top 3 now. Here we go to round off lap 1. So it's Bayer, De Grasse, De Pretre, Sven Mackenberg, Taplin, Horvat, Heron, Bulke, Rollins and Dore for the top 10, but already quite a sizable gap between the top 3 and Sven Mackenberg, and Rob Taplin has gotten past Sven Mackenberg. Oh, and Horvat as well. So Sven clearly, I think, having a bad exit from the final turn and losing 2 spots in the process. So at the moment, a bit of a commentator's curse, I fear, as Stefan Fieldos currently holds the lap record here in the race. And Sven de Wilf has made his way up into P2 in the AM Cup. A very nice stream of cars at the moment. And well, yeah, what Sven and Marvin said is absolutely true. The top 3 at the moment seems a bit quicker, quite a bit quicker than the rest of the field, so they can battle among themselves. Look at this: Sven de Wilf, Sven Hekke and Dirk Weicht. The AM Cup battle here. While I keep an eye out for the other battles, but this is as exciting as the battle for the lead, which is a bit less close. Stefan Firlos right behind as well. They're looking at the back of Jack Cavaletto. Fillingham has made his way up into P21. Cuts starting from P10 has been in an incident as well, dropping back to P26. Now, as you can see, there's no mandatory pit stops, so he could go to the end, but there's not enough fuel in the fuel tanks to do that, especially in these dry conditions. Oh, there it goes, the move for P1 on Sven Hecke by Sven de Wilf. And now let's see if the McLaren driver can stretch his legs and stay close to that hole back in front with Cavaletto, Manojlovic, Arella, Pavlacek, Hudemakers, De Munk, etc, etc. So Damien and Max have put a bit of a gap between them and Bram de Pretre, but Damien is not letting Max go. That's very clear. McLaren versus Lamborghini. And later on we'll also see how any traffic will come into play. But here it is even closer, as you can see on the timing sheet as well. Nose to tail. Let's go maybe on board with David Dore. So he has 4 cars bumper to bumper right in front of him. That's Rollins, Bilke, Heron and Sven Mackenberg at the top, at the front of that group. Very, very tough, I feel, that's my opinion, to get it right for 90 minutes straight here on this track. So already hats off to anyone who finishes this race without any major drama. Gaps very, very small throughout the whole field. 5 minutes have passed. But these elevation changes really, really tough on the cars, and also there was mention of very aggressive curbs, which can lead to some pressure loss in the tires. This is a great battle. Cliff Bilke goes for the inside on Heron, but Heron is having none of it. Arella is 4 seconds behind Dore. At the moment Dore doesn't seem to be losing any time, but if these guys in front keep battling and Dore joins the party, then that's easily the case. So let's see at the front, Bayer from De Grasse, that gap opening up ever so slightly, 2/10 quicker on the last lap for Bayer versus De Grasse, 22.9. And again, now De Grasse half a tenth quicker than Bayer, so they're matching each other, that is for sure. And Sven Hecke, we missed that, but Sven Hecke back in the lead of the AM Cup, and Pavlacek is right in between that battle and behind his teammate Jack Cavaletto. So Sven Hecke sandwiched between the paradigm shift Ferraris in his BMW. timing. She has stopped updating. Have Marvin still in P28, but he's already moving up the order. Let's see this battle. David Dore has joined the party. That's very clear. And Heron has passed Marvin Mackenberg. Can Bilke do the same? Puts his nose up the inside. Oh, yeah, my timing was not is not working. Can't switch the views at the moment, but Bilke going through there. Sven Mackenberg being bullied, more or less. Drops back all the way back to the back of this train. He will be kicking himself, but head down. Still plenty of time to go. Now, like broadcast controls would work. Yes, thank you very much. That can give me the option to actually show you what is going on. So it's Taplin and Heron at the moment, the quickest team. Heron leading this group, but already more than 4 seconds behind his teammate. And Sven Hecke. Let's see. He's right there. Pavlicek right on his tail. And there's Sven de Wulf in the background. So this will not be an easy win for Sven de Wulf. Oh, and there goes Dirk Wijk, but he's too deep into the corner. Good vision there from Sven Hecke to avoid that. It was just that was not a move. That was just too late on the brakes for Dirk Wijk. Pavlicek wants to finish a bit higher up to defend that Nations Cup title that he holds solely, and Dirk Wijk try to make his way up the inside, and he does get past Radek Pavlicek. Well done, Dirk. Very nice move indeed. At the front, the gap is opening up. It's only Manojlovic who is now behind Ralph Arella. Where is Manu Hoedemakers? He has dropped from the race, unfortunately. So no Arella versus Hoedemakers anymore in this race, but Manojlovic versus Arella. That's not a new sight in the RR League's history books. So we'll see who can get out on top in that battle. Max Bayer, meanwhile, eking out the gap between him and Damien Degas, now up to 2 seconds. And Pavlicek really put in his place under pressure by the top 3 in the AM Cup. Sven de Wulf goes for the move around the outside, and Pavlicek, I think he let him go. Could have fought it harder, but as I said, 1 hour and 17 minutes still left on the clock. So these shenanigans have all gotten Sandra Penny versus Marvin Mackenberg. Aston versus McLaren. How far up the grid can Marvin get? That will be a good question, and I think that's a good moment to have a look and see if we can see what happened to Marvin in the replay. Let's see. Here is Marvin. So far so good for him. The rest of the field as well, actually. Very cleanly through turn 1. Still through turn 2. With, that's Kevin Rowlands right behind him. So it's only later in the lap that there was an issue. Oh, and there in the front, Florian Kutz. Florian Kutz making a tiny mistake. Yeah, well, yeah. It's very, very, very unfortunate for Marvin. Taking avoiding action to avoid colliding with Florian Kutz, and well, that's how Kutz and Meckenberg have ended up further down. And here's Penny versus Kervelds. Penny has gotten past Marvin Meckenberg, so clearly he has, I think, some damage or has just lost concentration. That can happen, of course. So Kervelds at the moment leading the way in this three-way battle for P24. Martin Hughes at the moment in last position, and I wanted to look, yeah, well, this battle right here for the AM Cup podium is actually the closest battle we have on track at the moment. Rob Taplin is only half a second behind Robert Horvat for P4. Let's see, these guys are mighty consistent as well. Normally you see more mistakes from these AM Cup drivers, but it doesn't happen too often here for these guys. It's BMW leading the way from 2 McLarens. To quickly have a look at the track map. Where's our race leader? 392. Yeah, so 392, 66, 44. That's our top 3. And we'll have to see when they make it onto some lap traffic. It's not a big track, and it's not a very wide track, so negotiating that without any issues is a challenge for the lap driver, but also for the front runner. Oh. That was a big moment there for Cliff Bulke. Pushing with all that he's got to try and get past Paul Heron. Ralph Urella up into P11. Good job for him. Good start to this race. And Tommy Kossunen, the first of the finger racing Ferraris, he's hunting down Stefan Virlos. As we have a battle brewing as well between Meckenberg, Arella and Manojlovic for P10, as well as Weigt, De Wulf and Camaletto and Sven Hecke. So Camaletto joining these guys in the back of that three-way battle. Can he play a role in that? Kosonen, so far, on the bumper of Vierloos, but patiently waiting for a good moment to try and get past. This is for position. Stefan doesn't have any obligations to let Tommy through, so he should defend. That's my opinion. Let's quickly have a look, because Sven Hecke, Dirk Weigt goes through. But Hecke now has the inside line for turn 2. Here it is, and Jack Cavaletto gets past Sven de Wulf. So Pavlacek dropping back actually. Cavaletto. Oh, Pavlacek. P27 he's showing for me. I thought I saw him there in the background, but that must be someone else then. So Sven Hecke defended from the first attack of Dirk Weigt. Oh, good exit there for Dirk. Now keep it tidy here. This is a great battle, especially from this vantage point. Jack Cavaletto has to stay behind, but Pavlacek is still there. So, or is he a lap down? He must be a lap down. That's why maybe he's yeah, well, looked like letting these guys through, let's say. Bilke still as close as ever to Paul Heron. Cavaletto is having none of it. Let's see if we can have a look from Weight's rear view mirror. That's a sight we didn't have too often in this series yet. So Weigt currently in the lead for the AM Cup only after 20 minutes, but still. Munk and Hannah Song, they are very, very close and battling Cy Fillingham. Here they are, the three. So battles left, right, and center are very hard to pick one, I must say. But yeah. Hannah Song doing a good job. She's in second spot in the AM Cup. She wants to get a bit further up the grid, closer to the main rivals, that's for sure. Dirk Weigt seems to have a bit of pace over these guys here. Jack Cavaletto, let's see, quickest lap, yeah, 3/10 quicker potentially than Sven Hecke. Ooh, big moment there. But of course he needs to find a good way through as the gap at the front grows to 3 seconds between Bayer and de Grasse, and then a further further 5 seconds between de Grasse and de Prêtre. So Bayer at the moment dominantly in the lead of this race. Oh, bit of a moment there for Sven Hecke, and he needs to just a paper's width between him and Cavaletto. And will de Wulf go through? No, he doesn't. That was very, very close. De Wulf almost capitalizing on that mistake by Sven Hecke, but well, at least Cavaletto is through now, so he can try and follow him around, and Pavlacek will be kicking himself. He has been in an incident, and he's a lap down and behind these guys. Normally, would expect him to be a bit in front of these guys, but yeah, well, he can only make a pass if they let him. So we'll see how that ends up. Or Song, Penny, and Mackenberg, and Cy Fillingham. This is a very big battle as well. Fillingham in P20. As Tino de Munk has gotten to the front of this group and has checked out already. He's, oh no, sorry, he's still behind Stefan Vierlos in front. You can see them in the background, in the foreground, I would say. So this battle might bunch up and put 6 cars all in the battle for P18, essentially. Ivan Sander, Alessandro's teammate, not here tonight, unfortunately. There goes Penny for the inside line on Hannah Song. Can he make it stick? Hard braking. And he gets it stopped. That's a good move for Penny. Sven de Wulf. Yeah, Dirk Weigt still in front of Camaletto. De Wulf and Hecke. Still battling it out. Happy Feet Racing. This is getting very, very close. Oh, de Munk has made a mistake. He's dropping back behind Fillingham, behind Penny, behind Marvin Mackenberg. Vierlos is still in front, so there must have been some contact, I think. But this battle here, these guys, well, Tino not so much, but these guys will be grinning ear to ear. This is what you sim race for. Some good action. Brands Hatch really, for me personally, is really a white knuckle track. Really sucks you in, makes you go faster and faster and faster until it bites. We'll see if the whole, well, top 10, well, everybody actually can keep concentration levels high enough. Get them streaming past here. And in the meantime, the same status here for Bulke versus Heron. Porsche versus Lamborghini. Manojlovic versus Arella is shaping up to be a race-long battle as well. Oh. Can the Wolf go through? Let's go on board with the Wolf. Want to get a view for how this feels like in the cockpit. We have that luxury here, so why not? Tight. It doesn't give you the best exit, I guess. That Pavlacek has to sit behind. He doesn't want to interfere between these two guys. Both having a look. This is great stuff and immensely frustrating, I think, for Pavlacek. Because off the track there for Sven de Wulf. Is this or for Sven Hecke, sorry, is this Sven de Wulf's moment? No, Sven has regained position. And behind we see Kosunen. Ah yeah, that's Kosunen indeed. And Kuts is right there as well. So Kuts and Pavlacek are actually in a battle for position, for last position actually. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. So let's see, is Kuts the first or the second one of these two? Oh, Pavlacek lets Tommy go, but Kuts has to stay behind. So now this is a battle. This will be very, very tough, because if these two are quicker than the guys in front battling in the AM Cup, then this will get very, very tactical indeed. With 1 hour on the clock, that's a very long tactical game that you need to play. I say you still have a pit stop planned. This might not be a bad moment to take it. However, well, it's easier said than done, of course. It is for dead last position, Pavlacek versus Kuts. But it's about the honor. This is getting very, very, very close indeed. Gap at the front, however, up to 6 seconds already. Sven de Wulf trying every move in the book to try and unsettle Sven Hecke, and meanwhile Dirk Weigt is already 5 seconds up the road. Ooh, de Wulf was on the grass there, very lucky to find the grip to get it turned in. So we have this battle here, and then not too far back, it's even worse. Oh, he just caught that. Oh, and Cy Fillingham again is, I feel unlucky there. It's just a small tap from Marvin Mackenberg, and he recovers quickly, but he's out of that battle now, unfortunately. So we just caught the end of that, of course. Not too sure how to interpret that, but well, that's a real shame. It's still Hannah Song, Tino de Munk, Alessandro Penny in front, and Fillingham dropping down to P23 now. a song alone for Alpha Shazoo Racing as James Mead. Oh, a big slide there. As James Mead has picked up an injury, cannot attend the races. And Frank Gervelds and Martin Hughes are in the pits at the moment, so that gives Pavlacek and Guts a position. Here they are. Can Guts make the move? He's on the inside. Now Kosonen, his teammate, needs to make sure he doesn't hamper him. But Guts goes through on the back straight. Ferrari versus Ferrari, of course. Guts keeps the position. Oh, this is going to be very tactical, and if I see that correctly, in front, yes indeed, Sven Hecke now behind Sven de Wulf. And now, can Kosonen in some way play the team game? Not sure. He doesn't know if he lets Florian through, if Florian can get past these two guys, two Svens, in a quick manner or not. So Gervelds and Hughes back out of the pits. And meanwhile, as I said, Dirk Weigt 6 seconds on the road. We'll have to see if either Hecke or De Wulf, when they are not really battling, have the pace to claw that way back. Oh, the gap between Bayer and De Grasse growing. The gap between De Grasse and De Pretre shrinking. So visually, De Pretre can still see De Grasse here in the foreground. And then there's a big gap, 10 seconds to Robert Horvath, who's doing a good job, but has a bit of a lonely race, unfortunately. But luckily this track, on this track, you don't need any other drivers. Cliff Bilke, as close as he's been in the last few minutes. It's for the P6. And they are actually not too far back from Rob Taplin, he was in front about 4 or 5 seconds, I think. So he either made a mistake or Bilke and Heron are pushing each other that hard. Let's see, here it's status quo. Wulf, Hecke, Kosonen, and then a lap down, or even 2 laps down maybe. Let's see. No, 1 lap down. No, 2 laps down from the leader, sorry. Are Kuts and Pavlacek. Oof. Good that there was still some grip on those tires to keep it on the road for Sven Hecke. Can Kosonen make the move around the outside? Oh, that's very tough. It's more or less single file through there, so not too much you can do. But with Hecke defending from Kosonen, the Wolf is able to get a bit closer, or get a bit further away and get closer to Dirk Weigt. The gap now down to 6.4. And Manojlovic, he's at the back of this pack. He was a bit further up the grid, but well, anyway. So far, no big mistakes in the top 10. Oh, and here is Cliff Bilke making the stop. Feels like he is losing time behind Paul Heron. Now it's money time for him. A quick stop. Straight up the jacks. Let's see. Only fuel, it looks like, for him. No tires. Let's hope for him he doesn't come out with these guys. He comes out for sure behind. So with a healthy gap as well. So Bilke in the pits, Manojlovic in the pits. His timing has crashed once again. We're back. So Penny, oh, Penny's slow. Oh, what is he doing? Back to the pits for Alessandro Penny. Didn't see if there was any issue, but well, he was slow on the grass. Very unfortunate because that puts a stop to a good battle. Kevin Rowlands is in the pits, so quite some people heading off into the pits. Most notably Cliff Bilke. And we'll have to see when Paul Heron comes in to see where we can make this battle reignite. There's Pavlacek. Was behind Sven Hecke, now got through, so before everybody starts heading into the pit lane, well, here's our race leader, Max Bayer in the pits. De Gas and De Pretre to keep going at the moment. Fuglos as well in the pits. We lost, yeah, Penny has left the race unfortunately. And Martin Hughes looks like he has also left the race. So that's unfortunate. So Bayer, he is in front. Who is that? That should be Pavlacek, right? Oh, no, it's not Pavlacek. It's Camaletto. This might be a good opportunity for Camaletto to just, yeah, hang on, make it a battle, and try to gain as much speed as he can, learn as much as he can from Bayer in front, who's clearly the class of the field at the moment. So Kosonen has visited the pit lane, and let me quickly check. Yes. I think this is a good moment before all action starts kicking off to talk about our sponsor. As you can see on the top of the screen, Trek, the Dutch sim racing hardware company, has kindly sponsored this series and is offering a €250 voucher for their hardware shop. to be handed out. Now, it would be easy to give it to the championship winner, but that's not how we roll here at rrleaks.com. We will be putting all the drivers who have driven, started and finished 7 or 8 rounds of this championship. We'll put them in a hat and draw a random lucky driver to be handed this prize here. So commitment is what we value, not speed, not anything else. If you sign up to our series and you commit to participating in all of the races, then you are in with a chance of this, I must say, very nice prize from our sponsor Trek. Then next to that, the RR Leagues staff have also put together a prize for some committed teams. So any team that has its drivers compete in 7 or 8 rounds of this championship at least will also be put in a hat, and they will be eligible to win a well, 2 tickets actually to a GT World Challenge race of their choosing, preferably together, but well, looking at some nationalities in these teams, we'll have to see if that is a possibility. But also their commitment is key, and we'll have to see who is eligible for that, and we'll see that in the next race. It's the final race of the season, as it's Manojlovic, no, it's De Grasse in the pits, De Pretre in the pits, Hannah Song in the pits, and also Jack Camaletto in the pits. So 45 minutes into the race, exactly halfway through the race, these guys are coming in as well. And Bayer at the moment in 8th position. Taplin and Heron are not pitting so far. Let's compare Bulke, last lap 23.7, Heron last lap 24.3. So Bulke potentially undercutting Paul Heron here when the pit cycle ends. So in terms of prizes, as my timing has failed once again. No, it's back. Very nice. I'm going to quickly, halfway through, save the replay. And let's go back to the action. Sven Meckenberg currently in 7th. But Nemanja Manojlovic in a battle with Tommy Kosunen. Paul Heron now in the pits. Let's see if we can catch him. Here we are. Heron. And where is Bulke? Gets going, and there is Bulke. Bulke goes through with the undercut, and potentially Rollins around the outside gains the position on Paul Heron as well. So just stayed out a little bit too long. Well, could be the optimal strategy, of course, but in terms of track position at the moment, Heron has lost out just a bit to these two guys, and I think Weigt and Sven Hecke have already been in the pits. Sven de Wulf has not been in the pits yet, as Dore goes in as well. As I said, in 2 weeks' time, we travel to the Nürburgring for the final 2-hour race of this championship, where everything will be decided. And I don't think there's any championships done and dusted just yet. But, about 2 hours around the Nürburgring with some changeable weather is all the action we need to end this season of GT3 Masters racing on a high. I think it's been a great season of racing. Good commitment as well. I think 23 cars now on the track is more or less the least drivers we have seen throughout this racing season, so not too bad. And well, yeah, Brands is always a bit of a race of attrition, I feel. And we stay with Cliff Bilke as my broadcasting tools have crashed once again. And we're back. More or less. So Horvath and Taplin, they keep going for now. Horvath, as we saw, running a solid 4th position. I'm going to quickly exit the server. I will be right back with you very shortly, in just a couple of seconds.
Green light, go, go, go.
So back already. Now for the controls. Yes, that is more like it. So Horvath comes into the pits right now. You can see how tricky this is. Oh, very nicely done. It's always a butt-clenching moment. And Sven de Wulf in the pits as well. Now, where is Weigt? Weigt is going. De Wulf is still standing still. Weigt gets going. Oh, sorry, De Wulf gets going. Weigt going through turn 1 now. So, that's is that our race leader, Max Bayer? Yes, it is. So, De Wulf are, well, 2 championship leaders at least, not race leaders, but 2 championship leaders in the same shot. Max Bayer in the overall standings and Sven de Wulf in the AM Cup standings. McLaren and Lamborghini at the moment. Class of the field. So Kevin Rowlands is battling it out with Rob Taplin now, and not Paul Heron, who has dropped back, in Cliff Bilke has even passed Rob Taplin there in that pit cycle. Horvath comes back out in 5th position, and Sven Mackenberg, he still has to pit, that's for sure. So he's running around there in 3rd spot at the moment, but he needs to still take a pit stop. Or he has found some magical pace, but quite sure he didn't. Again, it's today further down the field where the action is to be found. Stefan Fieglos versus Florian Kutz. And even further down, Ruud Dennis versus Hannah Song as well. I can see. So the gap between Weigt and De Wulf, quite big actually now. About 13 seconds. Kutz seems to have the upper hand over Stefan Fieglos. Who is going quickly at the moment is Bram de Pretre. He's hunting down Sven Mackenberg and maybe hopes to catch Damien. 5 seconds in half an hour. Well, it's a tough ask, but you never know. So far, Max, Bram and Damien haven't put a foot wrong, I must say, so good job for them. I said 23 drivers, but actually we have 26. It's just only showing 23. Here we are. Let's go on board with Bram de Pretre now with Sven. Has to pit, but this is a battle for position. So Sven can defend as hard as he likes. At the rate at which Bram has closed down this gap, there should be possibilities quite soon for him. Do they have in front? I think that is Sven de Wulf. Or can we go for the inside line? Yes, he does. There goes Graham. Past Sven Mackenberg. Let's Robert Horvat through in his battle with Florian Kutz. Now let's see if this plays a role. Where will Florian let Robert through? Not into Paddock Hill Bend, but maybe into turn 2. Let's see. Slowing down on the inside line. And here is Stefan right back with him. Not the greatest exit, unfortunately for him. So no way to capitalize. So the figure racing guys having their hands full. Filos right behind Kutz, and here Manojlovic right behind Kosonen. The gap between Weicht and De Wolf coming down. Let's see, 24.3 on the last lap for De Wolf, 24.7 for Weicht. So 3/10 quicker. It's not massive, but it's something. Let's keep an eye out on those times. As Manojlovic has a look on the outside, and Sven de Wolf is right behind them. If they want to get close to Dirk Weicht, then well, he would need to go through these guys or follow them right onto the back. But Manojlovic on the back straight and completes the move on Tommy Kosonen for P15. And now Sven de Wolf right there. He has to be careful. He has Sven Heke only 2.5 behind, so it's not like he has the luxury of gambling or whatever. Mackenberg, has he been in the pits? Selecting Tino de Munk, 20th position, go. Fillingham. Yeah, so the Munk and Fillingham are in a battle for P19. Sven Mackenberg, not sure. Well, there is no mandatory pit stop requirement, but 1.5 hours on 1 tank of fuel, I don't think that works. So either he made a very quick pit stop without changing tires. See if we can find out later on. But at the moment, holding on to P4. He has Horvat 2.1 behind. That will be tough to defend from, I think. But Rob Taplin is 13 seconds behind, so that's still quite a lot. If he can keep a consistent lap times, then there are certainly possibilities to hold on to a top 5 finish. Well, that would be actually great, because they said before the race, maybe hoping for a surprise podium due to some incidents, and I think it was Sven then going backwards at some point at the start of the race. That wasn't meant to be, but if he can hold on to a top 5 finish, I think that's a successful night. And Marvin is also back up into P11, so not too bad either. 11th position, 10 seconds behind David Dore, 7 seconds, sorry. So it's not too bad. But here, these guys coming up on the back of Tino de Mink and Simon Fillingham. A lap between them. The guys in front are getting the blue flags, but of course they're in their own battle. So what will Tino do? Will he let... Let's see from this angle. Oh, just the smallest of touches, as Sven Mackenberg was slow on the exit due to the guys in front, of course, but just a small tap there from Robert Horvat. And they get going in the same order. Horvat needs to try and get past legitimately, of course. So their work cut out for them once again, trying to hunt down Tino de Mink and Cy Fillingham. The gap now, a couple of seconds again between these two, and well, we're only 23 minutes left on the clock. Time flies, especially in these short races. Incredible, I must say. And some great action. I heard I saw in the Discord that quite a lot of drivers disliked this track, but if you haven't noticed, I really do like it. It's small, it's frantic, and there's plenty of opportunities to have a look on the inside or force someone into a mistake, as we have seen. Oh, very late there. There are alternative lines through some corners as well. So I think this is a great addition to this GT3 Masters Championship. And Astino is close to Sai. Robert has gotten past Marvin. I wanted to say he's 0.2 behind, but of course my timing has crashed again. At least controls are still working. but filling him in the Munk. Let's see from the onboard of Tino de Munk's Ferrari versus the beautiful 77 Mercedes. Nicely done, guys. We are getting blue flags. That's for Robert Horvat. Let's stay on board and see how Tino as well as Sai managed this. They're lucky and unlucky that Robert is now alone. Tino letting Robert through and hoping that might be able to fluster Sai filling him here in the final sector of this this racetrack. So let's see. I'm guessing Sai might lift off the throttle here or on main straight. We'll have to do so here. He's lost a bit less time than Tino. I say that. There is Tino. We will have to do it all over again because Sven Mackenberg right there with them. Right there. Letting off the gas for Sven yet. He's going to wait until the back straight maybe. If he's so much quicker, of course. This is going to be a challenge. Challenging circumstances here for the Munk and Fillingham. Marvin not yet really within striking distance, so they keep going. Tino really having to negotiate here on the edge of grip coming out of Paddock Hill Bend and lane braking. He's overdriving the car a little bit now, it seems. He will lift off the throttle, I feel, to let Mackenberg through here on the back straight. There he goes. Yes, he will. There goes Marvin. Once again, finger racing cars behind. That's that's Florian Kutz taking advantage of these circumstances. This is for position. The Ferrari in the background, or in the rear view camera. This is all for P20, so this is great to see. Side again, go wide here in turn 1. I don't think he will. He's still in front, so we'll leave it until the next hard braking zone to leave the door open for Marvin on the exit even. Maybe not. Well, Sai is trying to take advantage of this situation. But here is Tino going for the inside line. Let's have a look on the helicam. Tino gets up the inside now. It's a bit of overspeed as well. Now comes the grunt of the Mercedes as they are absolutely side by side. Sai has the inside line. Tino around the outside. Nicely done. Very well negotiated. A few minutes by Sai Fillingham, Tino de Munk, and also Florian Kuts, who is now in the background a bit. At the front, the gap is about 15 seconds between Bayer and De Grasse, a further 10 seconds to De Pretre. And then Horvat a further 10 seconds back. They just passed this group of cars, and who do we have behind? It's Rob Taplin, and Rob Taplin in the next 15 minutes will surely play his role in this battle. Is trying to hunt down Sven Mackenberg, actually. Sven is there with Tino de Munk now. Sven doesn't have to let Tino pass. Here he is. It's all going to close down. I want to quickly check because I see Sven Hegge behind Tommy Kosonen. But let's go back to this battle. I wanted to say, so we have Mackenberg with then Tino de Munk in 19th position behind him, so a lap down, but Tino seems to be quicker. Sven has clearly, I think, not changed tires. He is doing 24.8s, yeah, whereas his main competitors are doing about a second quicker now. And Rob Taplin has gotten past. He has gotten past Florian Kuts, yeah, but Sai Fillingham has lost out there. Sai Fillingham has dropped back behind Radek Pavlacek, so an incident, I guess, with Rob Taplin, that must have been, or with Kuts. It's very unfortunate. Let's have a look at the track map, shall we? Very interesting indeed. So Taplin gets past Tino de Munk and now has his sights firmly set on Sven Mackenberg. Cliff Bilke, we can see right there in the background in the Porsche, also wants to join this party in the final 12 minutes of this race. But he has Tino de Munk, Florian Kuts between him and Rob Taplin. So Cavaletto coming up on the back of Dirk Weigt for B13. This could play a role in the outcome of the AM Cup standings here for this race. Will Dirk defend at the risk of well, slowing himself down significantly or having an incident? Or will he just let Cavaletto through and manage that that gap to Sven de Wulf, which is, well, quite sizable, between 15 and 20 seconds. The helmet camp a bit more. Rob Taplin. Versus Sven Mackenberg on worn tires. I think they have, must be Dennis, I think, in front. From the other perspective, these guys want to get through on Ruud Dennis. Ruud slows down on the inside and makes it easy, but it's as close as ever. Mackenberg goes defensive. Will he compromises? Oh, yeah. Well, he was slow on the apex, and that's a good tactic. Luckily, Taplin spotted it. He didn't just plow into the back of him, because that's something that happens quite a lot. I don't think this was really a tactical thing from Mackenberg, but rather a mistake. He was too wide into the corner, had to slow down significantly to make it to the apex. 9 more minutes for Mackenberg to hold on to P5 if he can. And if he slows down Taplin enough, he will very, very quickly have Bilke and Rollins join them, because you can see Bilke there, Rollins a bit further down the field, but still just only a couple of seconds for them. Taplin really looking a lot stronger with some fresh rubber, or fresher rubber by now. Timo de Munk gets blue flags for no, sorry, it's Kuts gets blue flags for Cliff Bilke. And actually Arella is closing down on Marvin Mackenberg. Guessing both Mackenberg brothers did not pit for tires, whereas the rest of the field has. That's why they made their way back up the field after being quite a ways off in the opening half an hour of the race. So tactically, quite a good job actually, because they will most certainly score more points than if they had just gone with a tire stop in the middle. They just took that bit of fuel that was needed to complete the 90-minute race. We have a yellow flag somewhere. Ooh, someone went off. Can't immediately see who. Let's see, Cliff Bilke has gotten past Florian Kutz. The gap to Taplin now 1.7, so Bilke is flying. We have seen him very, very quick in the final stages of a couple of races now already. Now today it's in the dry at Spa, and Hungaroring it was in the wet. But he wants a taste of that P5 of Sven Mackenberg, and I think if Sven can keep defending like this, we will get a good glimpse of... Oh! That's a position switch for Bram de Pretre and Robert Horvat. Robert Horvat makes his way onto the podium, and we have to have a look at what has caused that. Because that gap was quite big actually. Let's see. There it is. Still in third. Oh, just a mistake. Just a tiny mistake on the grass. Oh yeah, big slide there for Bram. Tank slapper on the gravel. Needs to turn it all the way around. Get back on the track safely. And Robert Horvat goes through. So, as I said, a mistake here. Very easily made and very costly. And Robert Horvat, after a lonely race, gets the payoff here at the end. He needs to hold on for 4 more minutes. And while looking at the replay, we'll go back to the replay because Cliff Bilke has made the move on Rob Taplin. There is Bilke. Where is Taplin? Taplin is here with Marvin Mackenberg. So there must have been some contact, I think. Good defensive driving from Sven. Taplin for the inside line. Oh, a bit of a... Oh, that's so unfortunate for Sven once again. And Taplin, I think waiting. He's going to wait for Mackenberg, but that's really unfortunate. So final 5 minutes and everything changes. Taplin has decided to go on. This puts Sven and Marvin Mackenberg in 10th and 11th position. Oh, they were on for actually great points after a good strategic call after the first stint. But it wasn't meant to be. They will be kicking themselves, I think. But that's the way racing goes, and especially here on tracks like these when battling hard. I understand Taplin was getting quite frustrated with the good defense of Mackenberg. Try to go for a move, and then it's just a question of centimeters. Anyway, Max Bayer, we haven't seen much of him, but he's here right in front of Ralph Arella, so has lapped all the way up to P12. He's now behind Marvin Mackenberg. Max Bayer dominantly in first spot. Damien de Grasse is behind, actually 20 seconds behind, a further 20 seconds down to Robert Horvat, who gets past one of the happy feet McLarens now. Then it's Bram de Preter, 1.4 seconds back from Horvath, so not too far back. Anything is still possible. And then Bilke has made his way up into P5. So again, Bilke and Dore with a good result. Taplin and Heron, I guess, will take the crown for teams championship points. But yeah, I think great race so far. Only one more minute left on the clock. And Arella right behind Marvin Mackenberg for position. Can he make his way up into P11? And Kosonen versus Hecke still going on. As you can see, everything really bunched up here in the final stages. Tino de Munk and Florian Kutz not as close anymore. Taplin versus Bilke. They have Florian Kutz right there in between them. So here is Max Bayer. He's working his final lap. 15 seconds left on the clock. And, well, championship is not won yet, but he has a very firm grasp on that trophy for the moment. Max Bayer takes the win here at Brands Hatch. Many congratulations, a solid race.
Finish the race.
Not a mistake seen from him. So very solid indeed in the Lamborghini. Damien de Grasse, when he finishes high. Second spot for him. And Robert Horvath, a bit unexpected for him as well, I think, but P3 here at Brands Hatch. Only 1.3 seconds in front of Bram de Preter, who we see here behind the Mercedes. So well done to these guys as well. Cliff Bulke will finish in P5. Rob Taplin will finish in P6. Then it's Kevin Rowlands. Then it's Paul Heron, David Dore, and Sven Mackenberg for the final spot in the top 10. And then Marvin Mackenberg, he was a lap down, and so he's in the pits already. 11th for him. Arella in 12th. Dirk Weicht in 13th, taking the win in the AM Cup. Camaletto driving around, but he has finished the race as well. 14th. Then Manojlovic. Then De Wulf and Hecke for the AM Cup podium. Kosonen, Kutz, De Munk, Pavlacek, Fillingham, Song, Dennis and Keurvelds, our 25 finishers of this race. So 90 minutes of great racing, I must say, especially with lap traffic coming into play and a challenging track at that. So great to see. And have a look if we have anyone up for an interview soon. Yeah, we have Max Bayer jumping in. Let's have a quick look. Hey Max, congratulations
Hi, Miguel.
on a nice win here, I think.
Thank you. Very nice. I think it was a very important one for me.
Yeah.
So in my calculations, the championship should be safe.
I didn't do the calculations exactly, but well, yeah, there's 100 points up for grabs, and now Bram has lost quite a bit of points, more than if he takes P2. So I think
Is Bremen P2?
no, he's P4.
Ah, okay, nice.
Yeah.
P4. Ah, okay. He was on third place most of the time, I thought.
Yeah, he had a spin in the final 5 minutes. He had a spin in the final sector, and Horvat could just get past.
Okay,
So
okay.
just
Tricky sector.
yeah, that's what I said a couple of times on the stream. It's I like the track a lot. I heard that not many drivers really like it, but it's for yeah, end of the season. It's tight. It's tricky. Even if I think for you as well, even if you're quite a bit ahead, it's quite stressful track. I think, especially with lap traffic as well. So
Absolutely, you need the flow, and the traffic is sometimes a bit tricky, but all of the
can you repeat that?
track is quite
Ah,
small and
yeah.
narrow, so not the perfect GT3 track, but it worked.
No, indeed, indeed. Yeah, there was a lot of action during the race, especially there were I think two or three battles where some people on the lead lap were battling with then some lap traffic coming up ahead or behind. So a very yeah,
Green
very
light.
tricky
Go, go, go.
conditions for some drivers.
So a nice race to view.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's 90 minutes flew past.
Great.
So
Yeah, for
yeah,
me it was quite a lonely race
yeah,
sometimes, but I'm quite happy with that too.
yeah. But the same uh, for Damien, I think, and for
Damien, yeah.
Robert Horvat as well. He was very lonely in fourth
Hmm.
position, but then suddenly, with 5 minutes left on the clock, he suddenly got handed P3. So that was, yeah,
Yeah, lucky punch.
yeah. I think, well, you have to be there, of course. Yeah, he
Hey,
just
congrats,
joined us.
Robert.
Yeah, congrats.
Hi Max, congrats.
Thank
There we
you.
go.
So were
So
you?
on P3, lastly, nice, very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
indeed,
I'm
very
happy with
nice.
that. Thank you. And you were just untouchable here.
Yeah, I put a lot of practice into this session, so yeah, I'm happy it worked.
Yeah, track
And
conditions were perfect, I guess.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I had one off track, and but the conditions were perfect, and I started with with a bit less fuel, so I for only 40 minutes I think, and then
Mhm.
yeah, with the hope I could create a gap to Damien. And for the second stint, I was a bit slower because of the heavier fuel tank, and yeah, the tires are yeah really fast, uh, bad.
Yeah.
After 20 minutes, the pace drops. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah.
it worked,
So
I would
we,
think.
tactically, we had I think Sven and Marvin. We had them on an interview just before the race, and they were saying, yeah, top three is probably out of reach, but they were hoping silently for maybe yeah, some drama and hoping to get into the top three. But then in the opening, let's say 20 minutes, they both dropped back after
Hmm.
incidents and just a bit of bad luck. And I think they're not here now, but I think they both didn't change tires for the whole race.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
uh, that
because they were
is quite
suddenly back
unexpected
into the
for
top
me.
five. So yeah, and actually Sven was running in P5, defending
Hmm.
really well, but then he had a small touch and lost I think 3 positions also in the last 15 minutes of the race.
Uh,
So
very
a bit of
unfortunate.
bad luck for him, but yeah,
Oh, that's bad.
they made the call and they were actually making it to the end. So was not too bad.
Not
Yeah,
touch,
very
not,
surprising.
sorry.
Sorry,
Go
because
ahead, go
the
ahead.
tires on this track are really fast, really bad. So
Mhm.
driving 90 minutes with one set of tires is ambitious.
Yeah,
I
but
wanted just to say it's just a suicide, in my opinion.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
they
have to be very careful not to go off track because of the tire pressure.
yeah, well they were out of position right after about 20 minutes, so it was a gamble and they gained a lot of positions with it. And if it
Yeah,
wasn't for the incident with Sven, I think he would have finished P5, maybe P6. He was defending really well from Rob and wasn't really putting a foot wrong. He was a lot slower, but we can ask him even. But first, I want to get on to you, Robert. looked like a bit of a lonely race for you, but any special moments
Yeah, I
except
started a
for
bit
the
more
final
fever.
the last 5 minutes?
Yes, I started a bit more with a bit more fuel, like 80 liters, so it's like 50 minutes.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
I wanted to go longer because if I pit earlier and I get into the traffic,
Yeah.
then it's bad.
Yeah. Indeed.
So I went to the opposite way. Uh, in the beginning, I saw Sven. I think Sven was ahead of me in the beginning, but he made a mistake, fortunately,
Yeah.
and I could pass him because he was a lot slower with full time. I could go with Rob, and I could pass him after a mistake. And after that, I tried to check the gap to Bram, which was a bit increasing all the way along because I made small mistakes.
Yeah.
But then after my pit stop, which was not too good, I lost some time there. But I was gaining on Bram, surprisingly.
Okay.
But then I caught Sven, and we unfortunately touched. I made him a half spin, but I let him back pass. But after that, I passed him a
I,
bit aggressively, but
yeah, we
he
saw
defended
the
very well.
incident. The pass I don't think we saw, but
I think it was in next lap. I will
yeah.
check it. It was a bit aggressive, I guess, but in my opinion, it was clean.
Yeah.
But he can submit if he wants.
Well, we'll see.
After that, I we lost a lot of time, like 5 or 6 seconds to Bram.
Hmm.
I was like only 8 seconds before our incident. I tried to gain it back, but it was very slow. But when I saw him make a mistake, or I don't know what happened to him,
Yeah, just
maybe an incident,
went
or
a bit too wide there
yeah,
and on the grass, and then well, he actually got it slowed down quite okay, but then got a tank slapper, so had to turn
well,
it all around because if not, he would probably still have been in front of you.
First I realized it's a Mercedes, but then when I passed him, I saw it was Bram, so I went, oh,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I went P3, and I could be faster, or at least not slower than him. So
Yeah. Well,
I pushed hard to keep this pace, and it worked. So I'm very
great.
happy with that. In this
Congrats.
very good quality field,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Indeed,
it's an achievement for me.
indeed. And so now on to you, Marvin. Thanks for joining. Uh,
I'm Marvin.
did I get it right that you both didn't change tires for the race, or have I?
Actually didn't pit at all.
You didn't pit? Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
How does that work with the fuel?
You just save fuel.
Yeah,
Enough for 90 minutes. Nice.
I actually had 2 laps in hand in the end because I was stuck in traffic always.
yeah, yeah, indeed.
Oh, great.
Wow, very ambitious, but well done.
Yeah,
We
nice.
made it.
And
Yeah,
Sven
I
also
have to
didn't
make
pit?
this. Yeah, we both didn't pit. We
Alright.
just needed
Okay.
to find a way to make this track any fun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you both had. I think you had an incident in the first lap with, I think Florian.
Yeah,
Or
Florian
well,
and I
yeah,
think Paul got together,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Florian spun right ahead of me. I had to avoid him and
yeah.
lost
Indeed.
like 20 seconds on the first lap. And then I had traffic always, so I was losing so much time. So I think with the fuel saving strategy, I actually got the most out of it
Yeah,
because overtaking all those guys would have been impossible.
yeah, indeed. And Sven as well. He was just unlucky there at the end. I think to have the incident with that was Rob, I guess. And I think he lost 3 positions. Ended up just in front of you. So
Yeah,
was but was that the plan before the race to
yeah,
just try not to pit?
yeah, it was the plan
Okay,
all along.
okay.
We tested a bit comparing our pace with fuel saving and with no fuel saving, and with our calculations, it was about the same on total time. So we
Yeah,
thought, just let's try it and maybe get a bit of luck with track position.
yeah. I didn't
And
catch any pit stops from you, but I thought you maybe went in for a bit of fuel and didn't take any tires. But yeah, at least for Sven, I watched him a bit more, and he was not that much slower than the rest. So yeah, nicely done. And in the end, not a bad result, I think, after being 20 seconds down on the field after lap one.
Yeah,
P10 and
I mean,
P11.
I was very close to parking the car after
Yeah,
the first laps,
yeah,
but then I actually looked at the gaps and realized, well, maybe somewhere around P10 would be possible without any incidents because those people actually need to get past me.
yeah, yeah. Indeed, if you can keep the car on the correct line, it's not a bad track to defend on. That's true. We saw Sven defending really hard against Rob for quite some time. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining. It was great having you here, and it was actually a great race to watch, as I said to Max in the beginning. So make sure to watch it. And in 2 weeks' time, final race of the season, 2 hours of Nürburgring, maybe some rain. I guess that's a good end to a great season so far, I think.
Very nice. Thanks for streaming and broadcasting.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you,
And
Miguel.
welcome.
I'll go watch the stream now.
All right, have a
So
nice evening, guys.
have a good one. Bye bye.
Cheers, bye.
See you
See you
guys.
in
Bye
two
bye.
weeks. Bye.
So indeed, 2 weeks' time, we will be traveling to the Nürburgring for the final race already of this season and the final RR Leagues race of the year 2023. Before I leave you all, I want to make a quick note of a new series coming up in the new year, starting 7th of January. RR Leagues will make its first foray into iRacing, and we will be hosting an MX5 Cup um, championship with, if I'm not mistaken, 7 rounds weekly on Sunday at around this time. So if you have iRacing, it's all free content that we are using to just see if our community would like to get some iRacing racing in. And well, if you fancy some racing with us in the new year, feel free to sign up. You can find all the info on our Discord channel. And if not, give this stream a like uh, and join us in 2 weeks' time at the Nürburgring. Have a great evening and see you later. Cheers.